Come in, come in.
Oh, hi, Jeff. How are you today?
Hi, Sally Sue. What brings you to our story studio?
Jeff, I have some real concerns about our show.
Well, what's up, Sally Sue?
The Cockaburn Morning Show. I have some ideas, and I think that if I ran them past you...
Sally Sue, I don't know what's going on. Paris stopped by yesterday and wanted to talk to me about the women of Sweet Swain County. Now,
really?
you're here to talk to me about the Cockaburn Morning Show. Well, I'm here to tell you that even though Our Story Productions produces those shows, we do it in association with Cluck Television.
Oh,
so
that's
your
right.
boss is Cousin John.
Oh, Cousin John. Really?
Now, Sally Sue, Cousin John will be great. He's a big fan of the Cockaburn Morning Show, and I'm here to tell you he should be, because the Cockaburn Morning Show is the biggest, the best, the most successful morning show on Cluck Television.
Well, of course it is. But really, all right, if you insist. All right, I will go talk to Cousin John.
Talk to Cousin John.
I'll go talk to him. Oh, well, honey, by the way, what are you doing here?
Sally Sue, I'm trying to preview some city spotlights and attempting to organize the episodes of As the Corn Grows.
Oh, really?
The first season, because I don't know if you realize this, but by archiving this, we can save them better, and they will be more accessible to the audience, because this show is already becoming a cult classic.
Really? Well, that is wonderful. You know, I know it comes on after our show, and I never really have a chance to watch it. But I hear from people, they say, oh, it's a soap opera. And then some people say, no, it's a reality show, so...
Why do people keep asking me that? Like I told Paris, this show tells about the citizens, their loves, their lives, as the corn grows.
Okay.
You can't get more real than that. Sally.
No, definitely not. How exciting. Can you use some help with this? I have some free time.
I sure can, Sally. So
Awesome.
hand me a DVD.
Okay, this one?
Yes, that's good.
All right, good.
Now, you remember... Let me get this in here. You remember the New Year's Ball? It was a great success.
Yes,
that was
wonderful.
But as the guests were leaving, as they drove home, they discovered a fire was burning at Urban Katie's house. Would you like to see how it unfolds?
I sure would.
Well, let's take a look.
Join us now in another exciting episode of As the Corn Grows. The New Year's ball is over, but a fire is burning at Katie's house as Cousin John watches from a safe distance in his brand new Cadillac. Prairie Ann, ever the intrepid newspaper woman, finds Cousin John and confronts him.
Why, you vindictive old coot. What were you thinking?
Hold on, Sherlock. What makes you think I had anything to do with this?
Don't play dumb with me, John Robert Olson. It wasn't mere 3 hours ago you were telling me you were going to send your man out to...
To nothing. He was just going to plant a couple listening devices, that's all.
Cousin John, I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. I know you're determined to get that farm back from Katie, but arson? What were you thinking? Oh, giddy up.
Whoa, back up. There's no arson here, at least not on my part. He drives up, sees the house glowing, thought it was Christmas tree lights. When he got closer, he found out it was a fire. He called 911, hightailed it back to Man Cave.
So, you're trying to tell me that you had nothing to do with burning Katie's house down in the middle of the night?
That's exactly what I'm telling you, and if you say anything to anybody about what we talked about in this car, you can kiss your plans to Mary Plow goodbye.
Why was Mary kissing Elmer? Oh, look, Johnny! New Year's fireworks!
You didn't tell me Aunt Minnie was in the back seat.
God, where are my manners? Minnie, Prairie Ann, Minnie.
Oh,
satisfied?
my. Aren't you a wiseacre? That's all we need is Minnie blabbing her loose lips over town. I can just see it now. Her and Norma blabbing everything they know at
hold on. Don't you worry about her at all. She's in the champagne twilight zone. She won't remember anything come morning. Now get out of my car before somebody sees us together.
I can't believe you got us into this.
Sorry, Cousin John, you'll have to move your car. There's another fire engine coming down the lane.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Oh, Elmer, did you find Moki?
Oh, we got Moki. Prairie Ann has Moki.
Prairie Ann is here?
Of course, she covers all the big news for the Gazette, and let me tell you, this is a big news story. I think those flames are 30 feet high, and I think your silo's gonna melt.
Oh, now, Katie, don't fret, please. Everything is going to be repaired, and everything will be just fine. Elmer, do they know how the fire got started?
Well, they think it was the Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree? Well, it can't be the Christmas tree. I decorated it myself. It was artificial, so it couldn't have dried out.
Well, not quite that. I think it's fire by cat.
Did you say fire by cat? That my cat Moki started this fire?
Well, not exactly. They think Moki used those Christmas lights as a chew toy and broke through the casing, arced over to the angel, and poof! The Christmas tree went up in flames, and that's how your house burned down. You know, I've got a publication on cats' love of electricity. It seems they have this problem.
Why, Katie, you must be beside yourself with worry.
Prairie Ann, what are you doing here?
Well, I cover all the big stories for the Gazette. Would you like to comment?
Yes, I do have a comment. Don't you hate it when news reporters ask you how you feel when your house is on fire? And here's a news flash for you. Isn't that Cousin John's Cadillac right over there?
Oh, well, I guess it is. You know, I haven't even had time to notice because I'm writing the story and I'm taking the pictures and I've saved Moki and interviewed the firemen. I haven't had time.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Give me my cat back.
Why, Katie, I was just trying to help. When I saw your house on fire, I rushed right over.
Well, isn't it strange that you and Cousin John rushed right over here at 1 a.m. just in time for my house to go up in flames?
Katie, you don't really think I had anything to do with it, do you?
I don't know. You know, I really have a strong feeling that Prairie Ann and Cousin John had something to do with Katie's fire. Let's watch another one, and I'll see what happens.
Love to, Sally Sue. But first, let's preview a couple more of those city spots.
Oh, yes, they're good.
Hi, Professor Jay Von Tron here in my time machine. Been looking at different communities in the past and the present. Well, my time machine stopped. It says Minnesota, and it says today. Well, we haven't gone in the past, but let's take a look at this community. Fairmont, located in the heart of the Midwest. Fairmont is a great place to bring together colleagues from business or catch a relaxing night's sleep after traveling Interstate 90, because we all know traveling in spaceships do make you tired. Our area lakes are a popular site for recreational activities any seasons of the year, as well as many events held at the Fairmont Opera House, the Pioneer Museum, or Heritage Acres. Our recreational opportunities include an aquatic park, a skate park, soccer fields, many softball diamonds, volleyball courts, and much more. Well, let's look around a little more and see what different businesses they have. I'm glad I landed here with great businesses, great town, in our time.
great. I feel a road trip coming on after seeing those towns.
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, I would be
I think
so
that's
fun.
a very good idea. We're very lucky in southern Minnesota. Like I tell everybody, we're very lucky to have a great lifestyle and to share it with everybody all over southern Minnesota. We should get a group together and go on a little road trip. I
Wouldn't
think
that
that'd
be
great
fun? Great idea. Jeff, I've seen this episode. This one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where Prairie Ann tries to convince Urban Katie that she had nothing to do with the fire.
Right.
Really. But, really, can we watch it?
We sure can.
Oh, that would be great.
I'm just trying to help you.
Now, you listen here, sister. Since I arrived in Minnesota, it's been one catastrophe after the other.
Oh, Katie, really, you have to believe me. I'm your friend. You don't really think I would do that, really?
Innocent act, will ya? Norma saw you and Cousin John getting all cozy over at Edie's Diner.
Oh, that nosy Norma. She's got it all wrong. Katie, I'm just trying to help you.
Help me? Help me? By ruining my crops and burning down my house? You know what, Prairie Ann? Please don't help me.
I just met with Cousin John to try to convince him not to try to get the farm away from you to buy the Peterson farm down the road.
I don't know.
Really, Katie, think about it. If I was in cahoots with John, why would I meet him at Edie's with nosy Norma listening in?
But what about that meeting last night with Cousin John in the supply closet? Come in.
Morning, ladies.
Morning, Elmer.
Morning, Elmer.
Well, Katie, except for that partially melted silo, the damage isn't too bad.
Elmer, don't you think it's suspicious that within 1 month's time I've had a crop fungus and deer running through the corn and then my house burns down?
Well, Katie, the fungus is odd in this growing season, I will give you that. And I did see the deer in the area. They were eating corn all summer. And Mookie did chew through those wires and start that fire. I would say, overall, Katie, you've just had a real bad run of luck lately. But, statistically speaking, the trinomial probability distribution of all these events, it's quite skewed.
Why, Elmer Plow, I don't think I can discuss combinatoriality before morning coffee. And besides, I'm thinking it was a little more than bad luck.
Katie thinks I had something to do with it.
You? Her? Oh, that is a good one.
Well, she's in cahoots with Cousin John. I have witnesses.
That's right. I remember Mrs. Swanson caught Cousin John and Prairie Ann in the supply closet whispering about something last night.
Oh, that Mrs. Swanson, it was all her fault.
What's all my fault?
I only met with Cousin John in the supply closet because he called me in to complain that I wasn't working.
Well, every time I looked for you, you were somewhere else.
Do you swear that Cousin John had nothing to do with starting that fire?
Scout's honor.
What do you think, Elmer?
Well,
You do believe me, Elmer, don't you?
well,
Elmer?
Elmer!
Oh, wow. Does Elmer really think that he should side with Prairie Ann or Urban Katie?
Well, Sally Sue, why don't we find out?
Okay, that's great.
I'll get it. This is the John Robert Olson residence.
Oh, Minnie. Is Cousin John there?
Well, yes he is, but now is really not a good time to talk to him.
Minnie, this is important. Put John on the phone.
Well, alrighty then, but I warned you. Johnny, it's Prairie Ann. I told her you weren't feeling well, but...
How about you go make me a sandwich?
Okie dokie, I'll be right back.
I thought I told you not to call me here.
I know, but I just left Katie and she's suspicious.
All the more reason not to call me here.
Well, nosy Norma told her about our meeting at Edie's, and Mrs. Swanson found us in the supply closet.
Just keep denying everything. They can't put two and two together.
Do you think Aunt Minnie suspects?
Don't you worry about Minnie. I'll take care of her.
Do you think she heard anything the other night?
Prairie Ann, this conversation is over.
Johnny, what did Prairie Ann want?
Oh, they're having a big promotion down at the Gazette there, and she's trying to sell me a full-page ad for the bank.
Oh, my poor, poor Johnny. Well, no rest for the wicked, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, how about that soup and sandwich?
Sure, John. But I have to pop out to the store and get some milk and bread.
Oh, well, take your time. I'm going to grab 40 winks anyway.
Minnie, what are you doing here?
Listen, sister, I'm wise to you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, cut the crap. I know everything. Cousin John is my man, so you better back off, sister, or you're going to be drinking your supper through a straw.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Listen, you hussy. You know I'm a crack shot, and I'm a black belt in karate.
Enough. Read my lips. I have no designs on Cousin John. Giddy up.
Why not? He's a cat.
Minnie, I'm not fishing in your pond. I'm in love with...
You're in love? With who? Who do you love?
Well, it isn't Cousin John.
Well, if it's not John, why have you been seen meeting with him on more than one occasion?
Have you been talking to nosy Norma?
Norma? Why would I be talking to Norma?
No, not Norma. Definitely don't talk to Norma. And I have no designs on John. Come in. Oh, Ronnie. You know Minnie, don't you?
Oh, my. We met last night at the ball. Charming.
Well, I'd better be going, but we'll continue our chat later, Prairie Ann.
Ooh.
Did you just hear what she said, Ronnie?
Well, Miss Prairie Ann, I'm here for Miss Katie. She wants her Camp Moki. She said to expedite this ASAP.
Have a seat, Ronnie. I'll go get Moki.
Did you hear my poem last night at the New Year's ball?
Oh, I must have been in the coat closet, but I heard it was one of a kind.
Well, can I read it to you now?
Oh, where's that kennel?
Your giddy up got me from the get-go.
Well, you gotta go?
No, it's my poem.
Here, Ronnie, here's Moki. Now you gotta get going. Don't dawdle.
I was just saying,
Now get going, Ronnie. Scoot.
Hello.
John, Minnie was just here. She accused us of having an affair and she threatened to rearrange my face.
An affair? With you?
I know.
Well, what's so funny about that?
Well, nothing really. And I tried to reassure her nothing was going on, but she'd have nothing to do with it. And I thought I should warn you. She's packing heat.
Well, thanks, Prairie Ann, but I can handle Minnie.
Wow. Oh, I don't think I would cross Aunt Minnie.
No, undoubtedly.
No.
I'm with you, Sally Sue. Why don't we take a break while we compose ourselves after that Aunt Minnie fiasco and see some other southern Minnesota towns?
Let's.
Oh, hello again. Colonel Von Brager here. I was just going over some of my adventures here in my journal. Have I ever told you about the time I was on safari in Africa? Perhaps not. Or the time I flew over uncharted waters in the Black Sea. There again, perhaps I haven't shared that with you. Well, these are some of my adventures, and I'm going to be doing other adventures now in the South, specifically southern Minnesota, visiting towns and communities. In fact, we're taking an adventure today. Why don't you join me as we go to...
Gaylord, Minnesota is located 60 miles southwest of the Twin Cities metropolitan area and is home to the Sibley County Courthouse and other historical buildings. This thriving community is comprised of education, healthcare, recreational amenities, agriculture, business, and industry. Gaylord is successful because people come together with a desire to promote this as the best community for families, seniors, businesses, and taxpayers.
Bully! Well, let's discover some of the fine businesses and establishments as we continue our adventure.
stranger, what can I get you? Oh, quiet one. We get all types around here. You'll find in our part of the country, it's friendly with towns that you will not forget. Chef Randy and I just the other day went down to a great town. It had great history, and we haven't stopped talking about it yet. Mapleton is a rural community that prides itself as a town that holds traditional family values in high esteem. It is a great place to raise a family. Well, stranger, would you like another cup of coffee while I tell you about their businesses? Thank you for stopping by. And if you need any information about the towns around here, just remember, ask for Norma.
You know, Jeff, I am just having such a great time with this, learning about As the Corn Grows.
Sure.
And then catching up on all the little towns that
all
we
of these
see.
Towns.
Oh, it's just marvelous. I can hardly wait to see what happens next.
Well, why don't we take another look?
Let's.
I found 23 journals.
Journals?
Yes. 70 years of memories, observations, secrets maybe.
Why, I thought they all perished in the fire.
Oh, you knew about them.
Well, and Ella wrote down everything. I'm sure there's some good reading in there.
Well, speaking of interesting reading, I came across something that maybe you could shed some light on.
Oh, I love a mystery.
I found an envelope that says, "For Rupert's eyes only."
Rupert? Ella's brother he's been dead for 20 years.
I know it. So you know what I did? I opened it.
What's in it?
It's a birth certificate.
A birth certificate?
Yes.
Rupert's?
No, it appears to be his son's, Cousin John's.
Why on earth would Aunt Ella have Cousin John's birth certificate?
I don't know, but the birth date here is the 25th day of September, 1956.
25th of September, 1956?
Uh-huh. But it doesn't list a mother or father. It's stamped classified. And what's really odd is the seal here. It looks like it's Russian to me.
Why, I can't believe it'd be right under my nose.
What? What is it, Mrs. Swanson?
Could I please have a copy of this?
Well, I don't know. I would hate to lose it. It's an original.
Oh, I'll take very good care of it.
Mrs. Swanson, is Cousin John adopted?
Later that morning.
Well, good morning, Mrs. Swanson. It's good to see you. I suppose you're here to go over your will again.
No, it's time for the truth.
Mrs. Swanson, this is an attorney's office. Truth?
About Cousin John and Aunt Ella.
Mrs. Swanson. Mrs. Swanson.
Was Cousin John adopted?
I promised Ella I would never mention this to anyone.
Then it's true.
Yes, it's true. John doesn't know. But Rupert, Ella, and Mary know.
Finally, after all these years.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Swanson. Did you say something? Are you all right?
Lawyer Ed, did you know that in my younger years, I was working for the CIA and I was an operative in Russia?
Mrs. Swanson, are you trying to tell me you were a spy?
Been there, done that, and I've got a T-shirt to prove it.
Perchance, Mrs. Swanson, did you take those pills? Did you take that big red pill, the big red one? You know, the big one, the bomb.
My mission ended with a sanctioned affair with a top KGB official.
Mrs. Swanson, you can't say top KGB agent. You can't say affair. You can't say sanction in front of quackers. This is a family practice.
And on September the 25th, 1956, I gave birth to a baby boy.
September 25th, 1956. Oh, my. Mrs. Swanson?
Meanwhile, at Cousin John's office.
Would you give me this? Just relax. Let me open this. I get a package from Russia 2 times a year. I have ever since my dad died, the last 20 years.
No, John, don't.
Now you can come out now, Minnie.
What'd you get?
Oh, some babushka dolls. Look, the top one's got a watch on it. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Look at the bomb.
Cute. Who's it from?
I don't know, some Russian prankster. They never leave a return address. Kind of spooky.
Well, from Russia with love.
Russia? This is unbelievable. Talk about exciting. Who is sending Cousin John all those packages?
Well, Sally Sue, let's take a couple minutes and you think about it while I
Okay.
look at a couple more
All right, I
cities.
just don't know.
So, Lars, I know we're lost in Minnesota, but let's just keep driving. Maybe we can see some more. I got these visitor guides, you know. Oh, there's a sign up there. I can tell you about this town. It's coming up right here then.
Okay, Inga. Look, Inga, Pipestone, Minnesota is home to many beautiful courtside buildings and was one of the first historic districts designated on the National Register of Historic Places. Pipestone is also home to one of only 2 federal national monuments in Minnesota. As the county seat, Pipestone also offers quality schools, parks, and numerous events like the biannual Civil War Days and Water Tower Festival. Pipestone encourages you to put their community on your vacation itinerary.
Oh, Lars, look at the specialty shops. Now there's your shopper's paradise. That sure is a nice town. We're going to mark that on the map and come back then.
Yeah, Inga.
My name is Johnny Happening, and I'm on the case. A big case to find out about the downtowns in our story country. The boss wants answers to what's going on, so I walk the streets to find out our downtowns that have become the greatest streets in Minnesota. The case is clear. Now I will take what I've learned to the big boss.
Tremont, Minnesota was originally 2 competing railroad towns. Combined in 1959, they are 2 separate business districts, half a mile apart. Although small, Tremont is surprisingly progressive. Local farmers successfully petitioned to bring their production of wind energy to the area. Civic organizations ensure parks are numerous and well-kept, and a yearly chocolate festival draws many to town. Quality schools help make this community a neat place to live. Johnny, shops, services, and entertainment. Show me some more. Johnny, you've done it. You have discovered towns that have become part of our story. Now get back on the case.
It appears the talk is true. These are the towns dreams are made of. I will continue on the case, for I am Johnny. Johnny Happening. Our story, the streets of Minnesota.
So, Sally Sue, what do you think is going to happen?
You know, Jeff, I got so wrapped up in those towns, I didn't have time to really think it through. I just don't know.
That's okay. Let's just see what happens next, shall we?
Okay, let's.
Well, John Robert Olson, it is time we met. I have searched for you for years after Father's dying declaration. And soon, very soon, we shall meet, and I shall have what is rightfully mine.
So, this is man you dream of? John Robert Olson, American capitalist pig? Please.
Oh, Boris, please, this is purely business. Father sent him something years ago that is mine, rightfully mine, and I shall have it back.
I understand your obsession. For chicken plucker, he is quite handsome.
Oh, my darling brother. Boris, I tell you this. When I return from my trip, we will have wealth beyond our wildest imaginings. As for this chicken farmer, I spit on him. Pooey.
I come with you then.
No. This is something I must do.
Minnie, this is for John and I to discuss.
Alrighty then.
So, what's got you all fired up, Mrs. Swanson? Your kibbles and nibbles business in a little recession slump?
My sweets and eats are just fine, thank you very much. This is a personal chat I want with you, John.
Oh, trying to fill the void that old Lonesome Ron left, huh? Well, turn off your man magnet, old woman. I'm not looking for any May, December, and I mean deep, deep December type of fling.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I have half a mind.
Half? Ha! That's a big estimate.
Enough. I have something to tell you, and this is hard enough. I am just going to say it once.
Listen, I didn't sign up for old lady fairy tale time. I got chickens to take care of.
Hey, now you listen to me, John. I have a story to tell you, and I'm only telling you once. As a young woman in the 1950s, I worked for the CIA as an agent in Russia during the Eisenhower administration.
Have you been watching that James Bond marathon on Spike TV again?
And at that time, I had a sanctioned affair with Vladimir, who was a very high KGB member.
Okay, I'll bite. Then what happened, spy lady?
Well, on September 25th, in 1956, I gave birth to a baby boy.
That's coincidence. That's my birthday.
Snap out of it, John. At that time, I only agreed to an adoption if they would adopt the child to an American family.
Well, and you want me to help you find your son? Is that what you want?
Oh, I found him.
Holy crap.
Oh my, Russians looking for Cousin John? Mrs. Swanson is Cousin John's mother?
Can you believe it?
What's next?
Well, Sally Sue, citizens from all over Sweet Swine County are shocked with the breaking news report on their televisions from Cluck TV.
Oh my,
Let's take a look.
Let's.
We interrupt this broadcast for a KLUK breaking report. Mary Ann, are you there?
Yes, I'm here at the home of Elmer Plow with Sweet Swine County Officer Dave. Dave, what can you tell me about the situation?
This is an ongoing investigation of the New Year's Eve fire at Aunt Ella's, Urban Katie's farm.
I thought the fire was ruled accidental by Kat.
That was a rumor started by Mr. Plow, but never substantiated. A subsequent witness has come forward, and now all evidence points to deliberate arson.
So, are you here to get the final safety inspection reports from Elmer?
No, sadly I'm here to arrest Elmer for the crime.
Prairie Ann! Prairie Ann, help! Help!
arrest of Elmer Plow.
Oh my God, Elmer Plow arrested. That is just unbelievable. I can't handle that.
Oh, yeah, Sally Sue. Well, catch your breath while we preview the last two city spotlights.
Okay.
Hello there. I'm Lady Dot from Spottingham, England. Yes, good to see you again. And today, right now, I am putting spots on my map on several small communities that I find to be spot on. And I'd like you to join me as we learn a little bit about some of these communities. In fact, I have one in mind for today that you might rather enjoy. So please join me as we explore this community together. Located between two major highways, Slayton is known as the hub city of southwest Minnesota. Cities such as Pipestone, Marshall, Windham, and Worthington are neighbors within a 30-mile radius of Slayton, which forms the hub of the network. Now, didn't I tell you that was one fabulous community? Now, let's take a look at some of their businesses.
Why, sister, I can't believe Mama made us move up north. This isn't a plantation, it's a farm. Whatsoever will we find to do here?
Oh, sister, really? Fiddle-dee-dee. I do declare. I'm going to tell you something. I have been sneaking around. Mama doesn't know. And I have found us some towns, and we're going to be fine.
Why, sister, I do declare that's exciting. Tell me more.
Well, just last night, I found a little town right here. Well known as a prominent railroad center that was established in 1870, Tracy is known nationwide today for the annual Labor Day weekend, the Boxcar Day celebration. Situated in a thriving agricultural area, Tracy boasts plenty of recreational opportunities, primary and secondary educational offerings, and an exceptional medical center. Tracy has the ingredients to satisfy growing families or the retired. The amenities and affordability of the community make it desirable for a lifetime residency. And, sister, I want to tell you about their businesses, too.
Oh, thank you for showing me all those towns. I love them all. And, you know, now I think I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I think I'm composed enough. I can see what will happen to Elmer Plow.
Okay. Sally Sue, brace yourself. Because you're about to see the trial of the century.
Oh, really?
Now, the citizens from all over Sweet Swine County that are in the courtroom, we're going to be able to see through the magic of television their thoughts.
Oh, really?
About the trial.
Real? Oh, I'd love to
very
see
cool.
this.
Let's join the trial already in progress. Clem Johnson, that's Urban Katie's neighbor.
Okay, I see him.
He's on the stand.
Look at that.
Let me rephrase that question.
have you ever seen Elmer playing with fire?
Well, yes, come to think of it, Elmer was lighting matches all the night, at the night of the gala ball.
And isn't it true that Elmer was caught in the back room whispering with Urban Katie about something?
Well, yes, Mrs. Swanson said she saw them there.
Objection. Hearsay.
Sustained. Your Honor, I want to place this video in evidence as Exhibit A. There are a couple of spots on this video that I would like the jury to see.
Object, Your Honor.
Overruled. I'll allow it.
I thought it was weird that Cousin John had a camera set up in the storeroom. I figured he was keeping an eye on the inventory. I hope they got my good side.
Oh, this could work out better than I hoped. 2 birds with 1 stone. This accident could send Plow to the Hooskow and Urban Katie packing for Tinseltown.
I don't like the way Prairie Ann keeps looking at Johnny. That brazen hussy better back off or it'll be a trip to the ER for her.
This footage was taken by a reporter from station KLUK at Cousin John's Gala New Year's Eve.
Oh, this is bad. I warned Cousin John about those candles. I got burned, and now I'm getting burned.
Murder!
Don't bring Katie into this. She's innocent, not guilty, didn't do it. Beautiful, wonderful. Oh, snap out of it. This looks bad. I should have hired Shapiro.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Sally Sue?
Yes.
Urban Katie now does her best to clear Elmer.
Oh.
For the record, could you please state your full name?
Catherine Ella Olson.
Now, Miss Olson, may we call you Katie?
Oh, yes, please, call me Katie.
You are familiar with the defendant, Elmer Plow?
Yes, I know Elmer. And Elmer would never do anything to hurt me.
And you inherited your farm from your late Aunt Ella?
Yes, that is correct. I moved here in September from California.
Would it be safe to say that it was sort of a culture shock coming from urban California to rural Sweet Swine County?
Well, yes, but I did spend my summers as a child on my Aunt Ella's farm.
So in other words, you know everything you need to know about running a farm?
Well, no, I didn't say that. In fact, it was Elmer Plow and Ronnie Silage who were helping me kind of get my bearings.
And as a result, you became rather close with Mr. Plow?
Well, Elmer and I were friends, yes.
Is it true that you owe the bank a substantial amount of money which is due in a few months? And your crops failed last fall?
Yes, that's true, but...
Objection. Miss Katie's not on trial here.
Overruled. I'll allow it.
And wouldn't the insurance money from the fire on your farm be more than enough to pay off that loan?
Well, I suppose, but...
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution's badgering the witness.
Sustained.
Miss Katie, isn't it true that you secretly met with Elmer Plow in the storeroom at Cousin John's during the Gala New Year's Eve party shortly before that fire supposedly started?
Well, we met briefly, yes. We were talking...
Well, just a yes or no. Did you secretly meet with Mr. Plow shortly before the fire?
Yes.
Can you account for his whereabouts between 11 p.m. and midnight New Year's Eve?
Well, he was with me much of the time.
Much of the time. But how about that hour between 11 and 12?
Well, in between, I would say he was...
No further questions, Your Honor.
I know. I'll say Elmer was with me all night. Oh, that won't work because he was with Katie. Oh, beautiful hair, angelic eyes, Katie. Oh, Elmer, you fool. Why didn't you ask me to the gala?
You know, this might not be all bad. If Elmer goes to the slammer, Prairie Ann will come to her senses and fall into my arms, and we can ride away into the sunset forever. Sure, I'll miss the big galoot, but hey, all's fair in love and war, right?
Well, Miss Katie, let me offer you my sincere apologies for the way things have worked out since you have moved to our fine community.
Thank you, Lawyer.
And also, I'd like to talk to you about some of the insinuations that Mr. Kingsley has done in trying to make make Mr. Plow's whereabouts on the night of the gala somewhat in question. Would you say that he was out of your sight at any time during that entire evening for longer than 10 minutes?
Longer than 10 minutes? I don't think so.
Miss Katie, just one more question. As Mr. Kingley's been insinuating that you met with Elmer Plow in the storeroom to plot the burning of your farm so that you could collect the insurance money. Is that true?
No. Your Honor, you have to believe me. I drew a chip at Cousin John's New Year's Eve gala, and I had to perform, and I had volunteered as a sword swallower, and Elmer Plow was trying to talk me out of it because it's so dangerous. He didn't want me to do that. He felt it was unsafe, and that's all it was.
I have no further questions for this witness.
The witness may step down now.
Lawyer Ed, I wouldn't be surprised if he got his degree from bealawyer.com.
This isn't traffic court. I need to get my parking ticket validated.
If we get Elmer off, maybe he will speak at our county safety convention.
The prosecution calls John Olson to the stand.
I wish I thought to bring some flowers for my greenhouse. Flowers always make bad days a little brighter.
Why, Elmer, I've never been so appalled. How could you show up on your big day in that tacky orange jumpsuit? I wish you would worry more about what you wore than double knotting those stupid tennis shoes. Show some class, Elmer, please.
Put my hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah. My little Elmer, he was always such a safe little boy. He always double knotted his tennis shoes.
Maybe if Elmer goes to jail, I'll be Mom's favorite.
Then, Cousin John puts his spin on what happened.
Well, he started out okay, and then he got kind of distracted by a pretty face, I guess.
I can't believe this guy's my son. Sit up straight, John Robert.
He won't have to worry about double knotting in his tennis shoes in the big house.
I hope Cousin John doesn't forget about his 1 o'clock yoga class. He is destined to be one of the greatest yogas I have ever known.
Pretty face.
Yeah, first he's talking with Katie, then he's in the storeroom with Katie, then he's juggling for Katie. He's just like a little schoolboy.
So you can't say with any certainty that Mr. Plow was at the gala for the whole evening.
Well, I didn't have a leash on him or anything.
Well, just say yes or no, John.
No, I can't say with any certainty that he was there at the gala all evening.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Way to go, Johnny. Elmer's going away for a long, long time. And if we're lucky, Katie will lose the insurance money, and I'll get my step-aunt's farm after all.
I was there all night, lighting matches, shoving Ronnie Silage on the stage, getting this and doing that for you, Cousin John. I was there all night.
Poor Elmer. If he would have just stayed on the farm and forgot all about that farm safety yeehaw, he wouldn't be in this predicament.
Farm safety, Urban Katie.
Lawyer Ed, get a grip, Elmer!
So this, little that. Didn't you ask him to light some candles for you? About 528 of them to be exact.
Well, yeah, that was all part of getting the room set up.
And didn't Mr. Plow, didn't he voice his opinion about the safety concerns with lighting that many candles? And
yeah, he brought something up about some OSHA regulations or some battery-operated flameless candles or something. I don't know what he was getting after.
Didn't he file a workman's comp claim for his right index finger?
Yeah, he got his finger burned, but then somebody kissed it for him, made it all better.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Maybe we could make a quilt of Elmer going to the big house.
If Elmer is cleared, do you think we can count on his vote?
I can't believe we aren't Elmer's lawyers. I mean, really. After all, we do have degrees from bealawyer.com.
In all the courtrooms in all the land, he has to walk into mine.
The prosecution calls State Fire Marshal Daphne O'Malley to the stand.
Oh, that Katie and Elmer make such a cute couple. They can't send them to the big house.
I bet Cousin John had something to do with this.
Oh, Katie's so beautiful that night. Her kiss was as soft as an angel's whisper. And my finger did feel better.
Katie and Elmer. Elmer and Katie. Oh, I can't stand it. Elmer, wake up and smell the daisies.
Deli Sue, things really started to heat up when Officer O'Malley took the stand. Then, someone from the courtroom makes a shocking statement.
Really? Ooh.
No, Ms. O'Malley, you are the State Fire Marshal, are you not?
That is correct.
And you filed the report concerning the fire at Katie Olson's farm?
Yes.
In a nutshell, please tell the court what you found.
It was arson.
Order! Order, I say. I will have order. I will clear the courtroom.
No further questions.
Don't worry, Elmer. I'll make sure that you're cleared. After all, you taught me how to double knot my shoelaces.
Elmer will be the first member of our family to go to jail. Elmer, Elmer, Elmer. It's always about Elmer.
I think I'll go with a light spring palette in the new Katie kitchen. Greens, lavenders, a splash of morning glow yellow. Now, what about the appliances?
Mrs. O'Malley, you say it was arson? What sort of evidence do you have that proves that?
There was evidence of an oil-based accelerant at the base of the point of origin, which was the Christmas tree.
I hope the judge sequesters the jury. That way I'll get the meal contract. I hope this trial goes on for weeks.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I can't go to prison. The food is awful, and I really love food. I really miss my mother's apple pie and ice cream. Oh, I can't go to prison.
Please let this be an accident. I need Miss Katie's remodel contract.
Did you question Mrs. Olson about the nature of the ornaments and the lights on that tree?
No.
Miss O'Malley, if I were to tell you that Mrs. Swanson trimmed Mrs. Katie's tree with Aunt Ella's famous mini lava lights, and that each of the mini lava lights was individually filled with oil, would that change your findings in this case?
Well, yes, but who uses mini lava lights to trim their Christmas tree?
Do you think Prosecutor Kent Kingsley has plans to go to the chicken soup supper on Saturday night?
Lawyer Ed, he'd be fashioned from head to toe.
My poor big brother. He promised to teach me to double knot my tennis shoes.
Elmer goes to jail. Maybe he will recommend me to cook for the inmate.
Don't worry, Elmer. My sweet, sweet Eddie will get you off.
One more question, Mrs. O'Malley. Was there any unusual damages found on the cords of that tree light?
Yes, there were definite puncture marks on the charred cord, and nearby there was an open can of Kitty Banquet Shrimp Supreme dinner. Also, there were bits of the Kitty Banquet that were seared onto the cord, leading us to believe that Moki the cat was deliberately enticed to chew on that cord.
Was that Shrimp Supreme?
Shrimp Supreme, yes, sir.
I remember now. Katie told me to feed Moki before we left for Cousin John's gala. I tripped on the kitty toy and spilled the Kitty Banquet shrimp all over the Christmas tree. I must have missed a few spots. I have to say something, but what if they send me to jail? Oh, stop it. I have to save Elmer.
Thank you, Mrs. Malley. You've been most helpful.
The prosecution rests its case, Your Honor.
Being that the hour is late, we'll recess for the day. May I remind the jury that there is to be no discussion of what you heard today's proceedings to be with anyone outside this courtroom. We stand.
I did it. I spilled the Kitty Shrimp Banquet. It was on the floor. It was on the tree. It was everywhere. But it was an accident. I swear.
I knew it. It was Prairie Ann. Her and Moki were in it together. I thought it was suspicious that Prairie Ann got there so quick and just happened to be the one to save Moki.
Thank you, Prairie Ann. Okay, Katie, let's order new cupboards.
It's not her fault. Prairie Ann tripped on that stupid cat toy, and there were unseen forces at play.
Order in this court. Dela, escort that lady to the stand.
Would you please repeat for the record what you just blurted out in the courtroom?
Well, as I was saying, Katie was running late, and she asked me if I would feed Moki. So I opened up the can of Kitty Shrimp Banquet. And just as I was opening it, I tripped on Moki's toy. And it was like this force had taken over my arm, and the Kitty Shrimp Banquet just went everywhere.
Did any of that Kitty Banquet Shrimp dinner get on the tree?
Yes, it was on the tree, and it was on the rug, and it was on the antique clock, and I thought I had it cleaned up. Katie, I'm so sorry.
Your Honor, in light of this new evidence, I ask that all the charges be dropped against my client.
Holy crap.
No, don't stop. You have to tell me what's going to happen.
Well, let's find out.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of As the Corn Grows. Today, we join a packed courtroom as they anxiously await the verdict from Judge Justice, while Elmer's fate hangs in the balance.
Now, in light of this new evidence, I rule that all charges against Mr. Plow be dismissed. The court wants to thank the jury for their service, and court stands adjourned.
There you have it, Sally Sue, the end of season 1.
And Jeff, what a season. What a show.
Well, you know, Sally Sue, we at Our Story Studios are very excited to bring As the Corn Grows to televisions throughout southern Minnesota,
Wonderful.
as well as on our website, ourstorymn.com.
Wonderful. This is great. And you know, this has been so great. And I am glad that As the Corn Grows has become part of
Our Story, Minnesota at its best.
Broadcast on public access throughout southern Minnesota, you are watching Our Story, Minnesota at its best. This concludes Our Story's broadcasting day, aired on public access throughout southern Minnesota. In the event you need additional information, again, go to ourstorymn.com. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's not just the past, but the present that becomes our story.